Welcome to BikeComparos. Today we'll be comparing the Yamaha FZ25 versus the KTM Duke 200. Pricing and features. The Yamaha FZ25 retails for 1.35 lakh rupees on road Delhi, which is 25,000 rupees cheaper than the KTM Duke 200 costing 1.6 lakh rupees. Both bikes are equipped with a rear disc brake, but neither of them offer ABS even as an option. Performance and tractability. There is no replacement for displacement, goes the adage. Whoever said that was obviously a fool. In spite of being 50cc down on the FC, the Duke is 30% more powerful than the FC in terms of power to weight ratio. Even its torque to weight ratio is marginally better than the FZ. The difference in performance on road is also clearly noticeable. The Duke 200 accelerates from 0 to 100 in just over 9 seconds. The FZ takes over 12 seconds to get there. Duke's top speed is also marginally higher than the FZ's. Skimping on technologies like liquid cooling, DOHC, 4 valves and a 6-speed gearbox has taken a big toll on the Yamaha's performance. However, that is just the beginning of the story. The real difference between the two bikes lies in their personalities, which are as distinct as day and night. The FC is more silent, smoother, much more tractable at lower revs, and feels more unstressed, less demanding to ride than the Duke. The Duke, on the other hand, feels more high-strung, more on the edge. Right from its unusually high-pitched idle, it feels like it is already on its marks, set, and ready to go. Low end is quite weak, requiring you to be quick with the throttle as well as the gearbox, but you never get tired of it either because it treats you to a glorious soundtrack and keeps wobbling along happily, keeping you thoroughly entertained along the way. It's the Duke and not the FC which feels like a true spiritual successor to the old RX100. Shame on you, Yamaha! Reliability and after-sales service. Yamaha easily has an advantage over KTM when it comes to the inherent reliability of their bikes. Firstly, Yamaha has been making motorcycles for several decades longer than KTM and have built a bulletproof reputation for reliability all over the world, including India. Secondly, bikes like the FZ25 aren't really pushing the envelope of engineering, employ simpler technology, and are generally built with a higher factor of safety compared to the KTM's. KTM's bikes have always tried to extract the last drop of performance from their machines, resulting in some well-known teething troubles, and have proven to be much more demanding in terms of maintenance than equivalent Yamahas. Fuel efficiency. Expect both bikes to return identical fuel efficiency as each other in real-world conditions. Resale and cost of ownership. 5-year-old Duke 200s retail for around 85,000 rupees in the used bike market today. Expect the new one to retain slightly lesser residual value over the next 5 years as the Duke will have become more commonplace by then and many more exciting competitors will have made their entry into the market. The FZ25 is bound to fetch a slightly lesser resale value than the Duke, mainly because it can easily get mistaken for the ubiquitous FZ16 by majority of the population. Overall, the Duke 200 works out to be just 15,000 rupees more expensive than the FZ25 in terms of overall ownership cost. Handling and ride quality. Yamaha is known for being the leader in dynamics across any segment of two-wheelers, be it the Ray automatic scooter or the M1 MotoGP race bike. The FZ25 is no different. The unexpectedly supple ride quality coupled with the flawless cornering manners that Yamaha has achieved in the FZ is nothing less than phenomenal. But what makes it simply astounding is that Yamaha has done it using the same rudimentary cycle parts that you find on bikes costing no more than 50,000 rupees, like a cheap diamond frame, a simple rectangular swing arm, non-USD front forks, and a non-link type rear monoshock, similar to what has been present on the Unicorn since the time when it retailed for 50,000 rupees on road over 10 years ago. KTM may not have the know-how and the decades of experience that Yamaha has, but they have more than compensated for it with some cutting-edge technology. The Duke 200 gets a complex yet lightweight trellis frame, an intricate die-cast aluminum swing arm, and top shelf upside down forks. This has made the Duke lighter as well as more rigid than the FZ. Plus, it has a much more stiffer suspension setup than the FZ. This has made it noticeably more agile and quick on the turn-in than the FZ. However, the FZ feels more forgiving over mid-corner undulations than the Duke. The Duke is also no match to the FZ in terms of ride quality. Comfort and ergonomics. The FZ25 is a much more comfortable bike than the Duke, no two ways about it. It has a bigger, more comfortable set of seats and an upright, fairly relaxed riding stance that lends perfectly to hours and hours of touring without any pain or soreness in any of the rider's body parts. The Duke, on the other hand, is like a school desk, as if it is meant to keep the rider alert rather than comfortable. It has one of the hardest and tiniest seat cushions and a slightly forward set riding position with wide handlebars, which gives a commanding riding position perfect for slicing through rush hour traffic. But it can get quite tiresome on longer rides and downright painful if the roads are even a little bit bumpy or broken. That brings us to the verdict. The FC is like a serious, middle aged, hard-working office secretary. She is dependable, diligent, and capable of following all of the rider's demands. She can be a practical city commuter, a relaxed tourer, a novice racer, and even a mild off-roader at times. And can keep up all this hard work happily for years, never demanding anything more than a regular salary and a Diwali bonus, that is regular servicing and timely replacement of regular wear and tear parts. But then, your relationship with her lacks a personal connection. Once the office hours are over, that is, the ride is over, you wish her goodbye and don't give her a second thought till you meet her again the next morning. You never feel the urge to hang out with her just for fun. In a couple of months, one of the competing brands will certainly launch a marginally cheaper, slightly more powerful, and a tad bit more efficient model, and then that will automatically become the best candidate to get the job done, and the FZ25 will slowly move down the ladder of people's consideration list and fall entirely out of their consideration set to be forgotten forever. The Duke, on the other hand, is different. She's like a mistress. She tugs at your heartstrings. She actually sets your pulse racing. You become infatuated with her right from the first time she says hello in her sweet exhaust voice. Duke cajoles you into getting naughty with her. Once she gets you hooked, all you want is to ride her all day, no pun intended. Without getting into any more details, all you need to know is that the Duke is special. Bikes like it come along once every couple of decades. They are a result of lucky coincidences and are to be enjoyed while they are still available. The last of its kind was the Yamaha RX series, which landed on our shores back in the 80s and lasted up to 2005. The decades of pleasurable riding that its owners enjoyed was definitely worth much more than those who proudly saved a few liters of fuel with their fillet-shutted forget-it branded motorcycles. We don't have a verdict for this comparison. What we have instead is a heartfelt plea to all the prospective motorcycle buyers out there to think about the value of memories that will last you for a lifetime and listen to your inner child, as after all, you are about to buy a toy.